Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Blingo back here with another video. Hope y'all all been living y'all truth. Now, listen, man. Sad day, man. They got Fat Joe, man. They saying Fat Joe, he got them allegations, man. The allegations. Y'all know what the allegations are, right? Them really bad ones. So, if you guys haven't heard, we got this guy. His name is Terrence Dixon, right? He used to be Fat Joe's hype man. He was Fat Joe's hype man for 16 years. 16 whole years, man. And he said he seen Fat Joe do some funny stuff. But let me tell y'all something before we go into it. Fat Joe recently was trying to sue this guy for defamation of character or something. So this guy must have been saying some bad things about Fat Joe already. I don't know, maybe Fat Joe started winning in court a little bit, and then this guy said, you know what? I'm going to take it to another level. But let's read it because it is a little, it's a little weird. You know what I mean? It's a little weird. So let's read a little bit. The complaint filed in the U.S. District Court, Southern District of New York, details so many disturbing claims about Fat Joe alleged sexual relations with underage women, right? That it contains a trigger warning on the first page of the 157-page document. Dang. So let's read, right? For 16 years, Dixon served as Fat Joe's so-called hype man, a common figure in hip-hop who supports the artist by energizing the crowd and enhancing the overall performance. We know this. We know what a hype man is. He also contributed as a lyricist and background vocalist on such hits such as Congratulations, Ice Cream, and Money Over Itches. According to the complaint, he had an unrivaled vantage point to observe the rapper's off-stage lifestyle and behavior. So he been doing this for 16 years, and you say you've seen this for 16 years and you never said nothing? All right, let's go. Dixon is represented by Tyrone Blackburn, who is also the lead counsel in a high-profile case against Sean Diddy Combs. Ain't that funny, right? You got to watch these guys, these representatives and all these other guys, because they like to do high cases, a lot of high cases. And that's not a coincidence, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy because it seemed like almost like they pimping out people, like, oh, they trying to extort. It kind of goes into the extortion a little bit when you see all these high profile cases under with one representative or lawyer. It starts to feel like maybe this is like a little bit of extortion. Let's get another rapper. Let's get another celebrity. Let's get another, So you never know. And then most of the time it's civil like this. This is a civil, meaning it's all about you just got to pay me for the bad things you did. But let me continue. In February 2024, Blackburn filed a lawsuit on behalf of a Diddy accuser, Lil Rod. Oh, he did the Lil Rod one. Okay. Alleged sexual assault, sexual harassment, failure to pay his underling. 1 month later, Department of Homeland Security agents, remember, they raided Combs' mansion in Los Angeles and Miami. All right, let's read on. We want to know. All right. Dixon states, okay, here's the stuff right here. Dixon states in the complaint that Fat Joe forced him into humiliating situations, including sex acts performed under duress and surveillance. I don't know what the heck. Accompanied by threats of abandonment in foreign countries if he refused compliance. Oh, so you saying he said, yo, I'm going to leave you there? He said, I'm going to leave you in whatever country you're in? Okay. By his own estimation, Dixon states in the suit that he was coerced into more than 4,000 sexual acts to maintain his standing within the enterprise. So you're telling me, Mr. Dixon, that you, a male, And another male, Fat Joe, told you, listen, bro. If you don't perform these sexual acts with these women, underage, I don't care how old they are. I'm saying to do this to this woman and do that to this woman. You told me that you did it because you didn't want to lose your job. Man to man, you didn't want to lose your job. You know this is terrible. You can't be like, yo, F this job, man. I can be a hype man for someone else. You decided to do sexual things to... Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that, all right? I'm going to talk about it later. But let's keep it going, right? Most shockingly, the suit claims that Dixon personally witnessed Fat Joe engage in sexual relations with children, underage women, who were 15 and 16 years old. And list 3 such Jane Does, including a 16-year-old Dominican girl in New York, who, in exchange for cash, clothing, and payment of her cell phone bill, will perform oral acts on the rapper. Minor Doe 2 is a Caucasian female and not a United States citizen. Fat Joe began having sexual relations with Minor Doe 2 when she was 15 years old after a concert overseas. Defendant flew Minor Doe 2 to New York City and Miami, Florida, on multiple occasions. Due to Minor Doe 2's body being adolescent and not fully formed, defendant paid for her to get a BBL. At that point, if you guys do it like, you might just get an older woman. I hope this ain't true. I hope this ain't true. Remember, this is all alleged, but let's keep it going. Minor Doe 2 eventually left defendant and is now married to a professional athlete. So Minor Doe 2 is that's the Caucasian female. Wow. The complaint says, all right. Minor Doe 3, so it's 3 of them, is a Latina female who met the defendant when she was 15 years old, turning 16. According to Dixon, defendant was in love with Minor Doe 3. He even contemplated leaving his wife. The defendant paid for all Minor Doe 3's bills and even took her overseas to his tour stop. What bill she got? If she's minor, she don't got that many bills. I mean, that could mean anything, right? I guess it could mean a cell phone bill, and that's it. That's the only bill a young person would really have. You can't live by yourself, so you don't got rent. You don't got an electric bill. You don't got none of that stuff. You only got a cell phone. You only got a cell phone bill. Maybe she had 2. Maybe she had 2 cell phones. I don't know. He brought her to Florida and will put her up in the condo he rented a few blocks from his house with his wife. How? She's underage. How's she gonna live? She can't. Could he do that? Where's her parents? Where the freak is her parents? You telling me that he let her live in an apartment? How? Unless she was some kind of abandoned underage girl? How? In a recorded conversation, Minor Doe 3 and her 15-year-old cousin described in detail to plaintiff how inappropriate it was for defendant, who was in his late 30s at the time, to be fawning over underage woman. So he got the girl on the phone. So they in on this. Either they in on this together or this really happened. Fat Joe is represented by celebrity criminal attorney Joe Tacopina, who defended everyone from A$AP Rocky and Donald Trump. I mean, this is, maybe y'all all just high end. Y'all gotta go with the high end people all day, right? Tacopina responded to the lawsuit, saying a statement to Variety The lawsuit filed by Tyrone Blackburn and Terrence Dixon is a blatant act of retaliation, a desperate attempt to deflect attention from the civil suit we filed first, which exposed their coordinated scheme to extort Mr. Cartagena, I hope I'm saying it right, through lies, threats, and manufactured allegations. See? That's crazy, bro. I think, look at this. Let's look at this. They always bring Rock Nation into it. They always bring Rock Nation into it, like all the time. Look at this. Look at this. The suit additionally names Jay-Z's Rock Nation, claiming that the company, which represents Fat Joe, knowingly participated in concealing, transferring, and manipulating Dixon's authorship rights and royalty interests and sought to intimidate, harass, and obstruct the hype man's legitimate claims against Fat Joe Torres and Joe Spirtre. I don't think I said his name right. I hope I did. Now, look, guys, let's talk about this, right? So, Fat Joe sued this guy, Terrence Dixon. He recently just sued him, like recently. And it was for defamation. A couple months later or so, this guy sues and says, like, oh, I was engaging in sexual acts with him. You're basically like, I don't understand how this is allowed, bro. Like, you're telling me that Fat Joe was doing sexual acts with over 4,000 women. Some of them was underage. You was doing it too. You was also doing it. But you're telling me that you were only doing it because Fat Joe was going to take your job away. But what's more important? And then you said something like Fat Joe was going to leave you in the other country or something. So if you was his hype man for that long, you got to have some money for yourself, right? You're getting paid while you're doing this. You're not doing this for free. So how could he leave you in the country? You could just literally just use the money that you got from being a hype man and go back home yourself. Or you could easily say, yo, I'm not doing this. I'm out. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing none of this stuff with no woman or underage woman. You are a grown man and he is a grown man and y'all are both two men. How is you letting another man tell you, you better do this with this girl or I'm firing you and you're going to sit there and do it? Like, that's crazy. It's no blackmail. It's no, like, nothing. It's just him simply saying, I'm going to take your job away. Like, let's say you worked at a job, right? And they wanted you to do some crazy stuff that you don't want to do. Like, look, yo, I want you to clean the windows, the outside of this tall building's windows, but I want you to do it with you got a whole thing tied to you, right? You got a thing tied to you and you got the string and you got to do it like you rock climbing, though. You got to do it like you rock climbing against the wall, but you hold on to the string and then you wipe the window like that. I don't want you to do it the regular way on the thing on the outside where you got to stand on that thing. It's like an elevator and you wipe it. I don't want you to do it that way. No. I want you to do the crazy way. I want you to do it hanging on that string, though, the string tied to you, just jump down and just clean it. Go down and just clean it. You're going to say, nah, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. That's dangerous. I don't want to work here no more. You're not going to do it. You know what I mean? I'm risking my life. Same thing what he was doing. He's kind of risking his life in a way, because you could literally go to jail for doing stuff like this. So why are you doing it? Because he said, you're going to take your job? The job ain't for you, right? The job ain't for you. You ain't going to do something that the job ain't for you, right? You ain't going to ask me to do no crazy. I'm not going to be no skydiving instructor because I'm scared of skydiving. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand. I'm not going to be the guy who go under the water if my job say, hey, I want you to go under the water and start messing with sharks and stuff and recording them, I'm going to say the job ain't for me. I don't care how much they paying. The job ain't for me no more. So I don't get it, man. I feel like as a man, he had a choice. He had a choice to just be like, nah, I'm not doing this. You can take my job away, bro. Find you another hype man. I made some bread off this. I'm not gonna keep doing this. I'm not doing that. I don't care what you say. And that's the part that's weird to me. And this is a civil suit. Nobody getting locked up or nothing. It's just about the bread. Like, give me some money, and I ain't gonna talk no more or whatever. It's a civil suit. Like, he's asking for 20 million for something that he could have just been like, nah, I'm not doing this. You know, I ain't trying to be insensitive or nothing, but like with the Diddy case and Cassie, she said that he was blackmailing her. He was saying like, yo, I'm gonna release these pictures. I'm gonna tell your family. I'm gonna send it to your family. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hurt you bad and all that. Like, I'm like, he's doing crazy stuff. You know, that's different. That's a little different. Like, even though she had a choice, she could have just been like, oh, I'm going to the cops or whatever. But he was a powerful dude. He had cops in his corner. He had people with him. Nobody probably would have believed her at the time either. It would have been harder to believe her and stuff. Like, you know, it would have been, that's different. But this guy right here, he ain't got no blackmail, nothing. He just saying he was going to lose his job. That's it. He was just going to lose his job. That's a weak guy to me. But guys, I'm in that video right there, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all think this is a good fight or not? Like, it's all alleged. It's all alleged. I don't know. This one is a little funny to me. You know what I mean? He trying to be like the next Diddy and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. That lawyer just he wanna be like Diddy case. Well, he's already in a Diddy case, but whatever. He wants number 2. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. I think it's a little, but you know, guys, like, comment, subscribe. We almost to 250 subscribers. I can't believe it. Yeah, we've come a long way, and we're still moving. We're still going up, and we're gonna keep bringing the content. We're gonna keep bringing everything, man. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. You know what it is. Blingo for Vero. Shop Vero, VeroClothing.net. Continue to live your truth. Don't be doing these lies and all this lying stuff. All right? Live your truth. I'm out. Until the next video. Peace.